You'll get caught. Her voice scared me. I was sitting at the bar drinking, doing the usual preparations for a Friday night with the girls. There were 5 of us that evening. There was also a 6th, but she had already found who she was looking for even before we arrived at the club, a tall, blonde man who radiated sex appeal. We all knew we wouldn't see her until Monday morning at the office. Moving slightly to the left, I saw an attractive and well-dressed elderly woman. The word elegant immediately came to mind. Her black dress was sexy but not clowning. Her jewelry expensive but not ostentatious. The woman's blonde hair was styled in a style that suited her face and age, an attractive pixie cut that made her look younger. True, it was difficult for me to determine her age. It didn't look like she was doing anything to herself, but the laugh lines on her face were one of few signs of a life lived. I hoped that at her age I would look at least half as good, and with a high degree of probability I guessed that she was somewhere around 50. What I couldn't figure out was what the hell she wanted from me. Sorry, I didn't try to hide the irritation in my voice. I said, "You will get caught. I've been watching your friends since they walked through the door, getting ready for the big night." "Yes, I wait. What, have you been watching us? And for what? And anyway, who are you?" She chuckled. "My name is Amanda, and you know perfectly well what I mean. Are you and your friends going to the club? Maybe, and here you all are, first to drink a little for courage. So far I'm right, huh? What's your name, dear? Aaron. And yes. What are you supposed to be, some kind of psychic?" Amanda laughed, a pleasant, if slightly arrogant laugh. "No, not at all. Just someone who's already been in your shoes or something like that." The bartender placed my drink in front of me. I tipped him generously, as I usually did on nights like this. He had to endure women like my friends all night, and he deserved it. I looked at Amanda as I took a sip. Although I was already inclined to return to my girlfriends, this was one of the most interesting conversations I had had in a long time. It was much more interesting than listening to Darlene and Cindy try to outdo each other. And where is it?" She smiled, but the smile was more predatory than friendly. "You are planning to cheat on your husband," I hissed. "Know this. How dare you? I love my husband." The smile became a little sadder, and the tone became pacifying. "I don't blame you, Aaron. I'm trying to help, and I didn't say that you don't love your husband. I believe you. I loved it too, but she still cheated on him. Well, I'm not going to change mine. Fuck you. You do not even know me. You don't know any of us." I started to move, but Amanda put her hand on my wrist. However, she didn't grab me. She just touched me lightly. "Please stop. Just listen. When your group arrived, there were 6 of you. One with a ring had already left with the guy, to the screams and applause of the rest of your group. 2 of the remaining girls, including you, also wear rings. 3 no. If you guess, one of them is married and just took off the ring, and 1 or 2 others are divorced." I stopped in my tracks. Who are you, detective? Are you following us? Who the hell? No, I'm just a woman, as I already said, who is where you are now. I once had friends like this, and over the years I have seen groups like yours dozens of times. Perhaps you haven't changed yet. In fact, I would bet that it hasn't yet. There are. She waved her free hand. Hints. The way you constantly look at your ring, your facial expression when your married friends speak. From how heatedly they communicate, I'm guessing it's about how they plan to get laid, or how hubby will never find out. I turned away, feeling awkward. Like I said, darling, I don't judge, not really. Without turning around, I asked, "Not really? What does it mean? Everyone changes for a reason. Some are good and some are bad, but at the moment it can be difficult to know which is which." She moved slightly so that she was completely in my field of vision. "I'm trying to help you, Aaron." I snorted and asked, "How exactly to help? Tell me not to cheat." "Darlene says your married friend, slutty cheater." "Yes, she says it didn't hurt her marriage at all. What he doesn't know won't hurt him." And I was interrupted by Amanda's loud, condescending laugh. "Oh no, my dear, this is certainly true, but I guarantee you that her husband will find out about it. Your divorced friend, what's her name? I found out, didn't I? Cindy." I said it quietly, but then I caught myself. "But she knows exactly how she screwed up. She says that she knows what she did wrong and can make sure none of you get caught. And in any case, everything ends well for her, right?" I stared at her silently. Like I said, Aaron, I've seen a lot of bands like yours, and although I haven't always seen the consequences, I know that what they do and What they intend to make you do will end with one of your group getting caught, and then it will end with all of you getting caught. 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead, and there are 6 of you, and that's not even counting the fact that one of them hopes that you will fall so that your husband will fall with you and then she can catch him again, or maybe he is already cheating on you, and this is revenge. I growled. Stan is not like that, she asked in a calm voice, and I don't. Her hand gently squeezed my wrist. People cheat for different reasons, Aaron, out of boredom or anger, revenge or misfortune, because they want to leave, because they want to leave, because they want to get caught, because they think they need a thrill. Why are you planning? I'm not going to. Amanda shook her head. How long before you have to go with your girlfriends to dancing? I assume, well, maybe in an hour. And have you already cheated on your husband? I looked at my feet. Me not dancing a little too close when she was drunk. I let one of them kiss me. They groped me, but I stopped him, but nothing more. Her finger touched my chin and lifted it up. But were you planning to go tonight? Maybe that's it. Darlene and Cindy talk about it so harmlessly, like it's just another, like it has nothing to do with him and me, like going to the spa or the gym. But he won't understand it because for your pride. What if Amanda finished her sentence with a sigh? If he really loves you, he will allow you to do this. Shaking her head, she said, idiots. Hey, not you, Aaron. Well, maybe, but at least you're not as stupid as them. You haven't done anything irreversible yet. There is still time for you. Laughing, I said, oh, so the repentant traitor is trying to keep me from breaking my oath. You broke yours and it ruined your marriage, so now you're helping young women not fall like you did. The grin on Amanda's face seemed almost demonic in its glee. Oh, no, no way. That is, perhaps, but I cheated on my husband hundreds of times in 23 years of marriage. I would probably still be cheating on him if my beloved Donald had not passed away, and not once did I get caught. And this is how I will help you, Aaron. If you want to cheat, I will teach you everything I can, and if you follow in my footsteps, you will never get caught unless due to exceptional bad luck. What? Amanda picked up her purse from the stool next to her. There's a late-night diner across the street. I want to drink coffee and maybe have a light snack. If you'll join me after you've told your friends you'll be back in about an hour, I'll tell you my story. In it, you will learn everything you need to successfully conduct as many affairs as you want. Are you serious? Oh, quite. A magician never reveals his tricks, but perhaps it's time for me to take on an apprentice. She saw that I was still hesitating. Look, I'm not asking you to get in the car with me. We'll go to a public place, drink coffee, eat French fries, which I'll pay for, and talk. Then, when we're done, you can do whatever you want with what you learn. At worst, you can tell your friends about the crazy woman you met tonight. She said the last part with a self-deprecating grin. Amanda turned to leave. I'll go there anyway. There's no crowd here this early, and your friend left with the only guy I had my eye on. If you come, great. If not, well, I guess I'll have to spend a little more time walking up the stairs because I'm definitely going to finish this basket of potatoes. And with these words, she left. What the hell just happened? On the one hand, she is right. Everything the girls did was risky. I understand this. It probably takes someone who actually knows what they're doing to make me listen to what I've already been telling myself. I wasn't even sure what I wanted to change. My behavior in the last couple of weeks suggests otherwise. I really love Stan very much. My growing desire to have sex with other guys doesn't change that, at least for me. In the end, I'm sure that he fantasizes about other women, and I didn't go further than fantasizing. At least that's what Darlene and Cindy and the others told me. Although deep down, I knew I'd be damn pissed if I caught Stan doing the same thing to another woman that I was doing. But if I decided to pull the trigger, why wouldn't I want to become a good specialist? If Amanda is telling the truth and she's gotten away with it for 2 decades and hundreds of guys, and her husband has no idea about it, why wouldn't I want to hear what she has to say? And if she was lying, then, as she said, it would make a funny story later. I told the girls that I wanted to get some fresh air before we hit the road and that I would be back soon. They were already intoxicated, so Darlene simply shouted, "You better come back before we leave without you. And take all the best." Then they went back to a group game of Mary, Halves, X Kill, this time about the guys in the office. Yes, I definitely need to get a different point of view before one of these idiots gets me fired and also divorced. The diner was one of those places where the entrance and big neon letters just said dinner without a name. It could have been built at any time since the 40s, and its furnishings reflected this. There was a strange, timeless atmosphere about it. Everything, tables, chairs, bar counter, etc., seemed cheap but damn durable. After nights of dancing, the girls and I ended up here more than once, those who didn't get laid, that is. The food wasn't great, but it was cheap, greasy, and plentiful. When I walked in, Amanda was looking off into the distance, her hands wrapped around her mug. When I approached the table, she looked up from her reverie and smiled widely. "Hello, I didn't know whether you would come or not." "Glad you came." I sat down on the chair in the booth opposite her. Maybe I should get my head examined, but I think it should be more interesting than listening to Darlene and the girls work themselves out for the rest of the evening. She laughed. "I don't think this is a very high bar." I shrugged, and that's true. "But if you can tell me what you say, you can." The older woman nodded, perhaps a little wistfully. "I can, but I'm sorry." "Could you tell me about yourself first? Not your whole life story, but what you do for a living. How long you've been married and the like. I want to make sure that what I have to tell you, well, I think it's all interesting, but I want to make sure that it will be useful for you too. I don't want to waste your time or my time." "Fine, I'm 27. I met my husband at the end of my junior year in college. I majored in history, but then decided I didn't want to teach. So now I'm an administrative assistant. Stan and I started dating exclusively at the beginning of our senior year. We've been married for a little over 5 years. Is this marriage happy? In general, I mean." I nodded slowly. Yes, I would say yes. I have no complaints. He makes me happy, for the most part. Well, I mean, I would like him to clean up his socks instead of throwing them on the bed at night, and he would like me to stop watching so much reality TV. Amanda giggled. "Quite fair. What about your sex life?" I felt myself blush slightly. She's good." "Is she good?" She raised an eyebrow. "Yes, most of the time it is excellent, although not as good as in the beginning. You know how it happens. At first it was an impulse. Now we seem to be getting used to married life. We're talking about children, but he's still," I giggled. "He's still more than gets the job done, and he tells me that I'm the best he's ever had, which is very nice." "Is it true? And he is the best you've ever had, I think. I'm sort of like that. Now yes, or I think even 2 or 3 years ago he was the best. I had more experience than him and had to teach him what I liked, but he learned it well. When it got to this point, yes, but like I said, lately things have gotten a little stale. There's that damned raised eyebrow again. That's no, I wouldn't go that far. I searched for the right word for a minute, then found it. Comfortable, I guess. I love him and it's still good, but I can't remember the last time we did something new in bed." Amanda nodded. "Okay, no special complaints, happy marriage. It would be nice if the sex was better." "So, why are you thinking about cheating on Stan?" Luckily, before I could respond, the waitress brought out the fries and poured me a cup of coffee. I took this time to think about how to phrase my answer. I didn't come here for her to roast me, but for her to tell me everything. No, I mean yes, I expose myself to temptation, but never. I don't want to cheat on him. I don't go on a date with him thinking I'll find myself a boyfriend and have sex with him today. I miss the excitement. A fried potato went into my mouth, followed quickly by water when I realized it was too hot. What is it like in single life? She took a sip of coffee, the faint outline of lipstick remaining on the rim of the cup. Ah. I fanned my mouth with my palm. Yes, probably about the fact that you are free and desirable. It's not that I wanted to cheat on Stan, but when we started talking about kids and buying a house and I sighed. I'm just wondering if I got married too early. Shouldn't I have played in the field longer, to understand if there is someone better there? No. I deftly dragged the next potato through the ketchup, and this time let it cool. No, I love him, I really do. He's such a good guy and I want to spend the rest of my life with him, and I sure as hell don't want to hurt him, but I don't know, I just feel like. I chewed the ketchup-soaked potato thinking, Amanda looked at me expectantly until I finished.